Say hi, Michael.
Hi everybody, how's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
Thumbs up if you can hear me.
So if you want to put a thumbs up, you guys, you go to the participants box and you click thumbs up.
Okay, cool.
Or you can do it with reactions like Lisa did.
Okie dokie. So this is the Zoom meetings with student iPads session. And just to give you a quick overview, I'm going to share a few slides first, and then most of the meeting I'm going to mirror my iPad, just so you can see what it looks like on the iPad. All right. If you have questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat, or unmute yourself is fine too. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I don't know, did you already put the link to?
I will, but I will join it, put it in there again.
So here is the link to the slides. Oops. Here's the link to the slides and also the sign
in. So Lisa's asking a question. Is it better to use an iPad when, I think, working with students, with an iPad, or can you use the Mac? And Lisa, just so you know the setup what Michael is doing right now, and myself as well, so you can see that I'm here in this picture, but there's also another picture of me. It's getting my nice profile view. A little embarrassed about that. Maybe I'll turn my video off over here. But you can see that now I have both of my videos on, right? And I can turn my video off. But the thing is when you're working in the iPad, it works a little bit differently. I'm going to run the meeting and do the recordings in the laptop, and then there might be some stuff that I need to go over with my students in the iPad. Does that make sense?
Right now I'm actually, this is just a slide deck from my laptop. So I'm hosting the meeting from my laptop, and right now I'm just showing you a slide deck. I just happened to format the slides in kind of a different orientation, so it looks like an iPad. But I'm just mirroring from my desktop or my laptop right now. And then I'll let you know when I switch over. And we'll talk about kind of when it would be better to use your iPad and how you can mirror that with Zoom, which is kind of fun. Has everybody signed in?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay. All right. First thing is just to make sure you have the latest version of Zoom. And I put the links there. If you're on a laptop, if you go up to the upper left to zoom.us, then you will see the, excuse me, the place to go to update. It says check for updates. And the reason for that is a lot of the new features, they've been, because of the issues they've had with security and things, they've been updating their app like daily almost. And then if you happen to be on an iPad, basically, let me show you what you do with that. What you would do with that is you go into the App Store. And up here in the upper right, do you see the little icon of myself there? You basically click that, you swipe down. And if you have automatic updates turned on, then you wouldn't have to really do this. But if you swipe down, then it will show you all the updates. And then you can either update one app, or you can go ahead and at the top, you can click update all. And that should update your Zoom app on your iPad. Okay. Okay. And there's also the link for the slide deck if you want to access that on your computer as well. And just, I'm going to go over a few slides and then we're going to jump and I'm going to mirror the iPad. So just don't worry too much about taking notes because pretty much everything I'm going to mirror on my iPad and show you is already directions and screenshots are already in the slide deck here. All right. So just to go over some of the goals real quick. One thing is there's been a change in the way you log into Zoom. So I want to make sure everybody knows that now you log in with your SFUSD credentials. And then we're going to talk about some of the Zoom meeting features, what Zoom controls on iPads look like for teachers and students, using an external iPad with your laptop to create a document camera, which in split view, which is pretty cool. There's a paper version of the agenda here, and then kind of an overview of what we're going to go through today. All right. And we didn't get a chance to do introductions. If we could do a quick whip around of who you are, what school you're at, and what's your role, that would be great.
I'll call on you and unmute you, and then you can say hi. How's that sound? Okay, so the first one I'm just basically doing it in alphabetical order. So Diane, can you say hi? Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Yes, Diane. I'm the technology coordinator at Tenderloin Community School.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from Julieta.
I'm Julie for short, and I am a paraeducator at Alvarado School.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us today. Next, we're going to hear from Diane.
Oh, I think I just went.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear from Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen Claxton, and I'm the technology teacher at Juniper Serra Elementary School.
Hey, Michael Bloom's my
Hi,
alma mater.
Michael.
I used to
Good to
be a tech
see you.
teacher there.
Next, we have Lisa.
Hi, I'll take the video off. Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm the RTIF at Red Heart.
Oh,
What's the RTIF? Sorry. I haven't heard that.
Oh, so it's like a reading interventionist teacher, and just on Wednesday, all the kids got iPads, and I was like, oh, okay. So here I am.
Awesome.
okay. Is there anyone that we haven't heard from yet?
Yes, me, Deborah. Terry.
Okay, please.
Hey, Terry.
Hi, Terry. Sorry, Terry.
What's your role in your school for everybody?
I'm the teacher librarian at James Dimon Middle School. I'm a DeLeaf for the school, and I'm on the tech team and work with the iPads.
Yeah, Terry's one of our D-Leafs, and so is Karen. All right, I'm going to unmute.
Also, just real quick, Terry, my job actually in Department of Technology is I'm a project manager for 3 of our middle schools, Denman, Hoover, Roosevelt. Terry happens to be at the librarian at Denman. And all of our students have one-to-one iPads that they keep 24/7 that also Verizon provides a data plan for. So they always have connectivity. And it was an easy transition for those schools because kids already have the devices. So that was pretty awesome. Just some background.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm going to mute you guys all back up, and we'll get going with the rest of the presentation. Thanks for introducing yourselves. Michael, you have to unmute yourself. Sorry. Here.
I want to thank Deborah because I borrowed some of her slides from her other Zoom presentations. So the first thing that's really important is setting up an online community so that kids have some parameters and just, some basic ideas. And you should dedicate just as much time for this as you would if you're in your classroom. Deborah, did you want to share some of those?
I think one of the most important things is to remember, setting the precedent with your students as far as they're used to chatting online more than we are. So if you're writing in all caps, it's definitely yelling. But if you want to set the precedent for okay, guys, we are not texting with one another in the chat box. It's really for questions only, and really just setting up the norms for your virtual classroom is extremely important. And then sometimes as being new to the virtual meeting world, it's a lot to be delivering content, managing the screen, going through and navigating everything, as well as doing chat. So remember that with the new security features, you have a button as the host down at the bottom called security, and you can turn off chat and then turn it back on when you need students to respond to you.
Oops, sorry. My mouse keeps, great. Thank you guys, or thank you, Dora. And then also, the digital learning team has put together some great resources for you on how to kind of go through your settings and make sure everything is set up correctly. First, I'm pretty techie, and the first time I went through the preferences, it was a lot. So these are great guidelines. And I will say, if you haven't done a Zoom meeting yet, you probably need to spend a good 15 to 20 minutes going through your preferences. And it's best to do that from the website, not the app, because it's just a little more granular. And there are also some default settings now that we have our own portal. So that's helpful because things like the waiting room and things like that have already been enabled, and you can't really disable those. So that's something to be aware of. And then some of the top 5 settings is to disable private chat. So basically what that is kids can't kind of chat behind your back past digital notes. You want to enable annotation. There's a feature that you can do, a shared whiteboard, and that allows them to do annotation. Enable nonverbal feedback, I believe. Isn't that on the participant window, the little icons, Devorah?
Yeah, so the nonverbal feedback is a really great way. If you all click on the Zoom menu toolbar under participants, when you pop that window up, it has a hand raised, it has a yes, a no, go slower, go faster. And what it does is allows you to ask questions to your students, like, did everyone get a good night's sleep last night? And then you can put yes into the chat window, and then you can see who has slept well, who hasn't slept well. So I see Teresa's responding to me up in the participants window, or you could say no. So you have this ability here. You've got a more button, and it allows you to have thumbs up, thumbs down, clap. So say you're doing student presentations, you could have the kids clap for the other students. So it really does, I like it because it's a way to really be able to manage the class without having to talk to individual students.
Great. Okay. I'm getting echo. I joined the meeting with my iPad and I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
You need to stop your sound on your iPad or on your iPad.
I tried, but it's not working. I'll just leave it for now.
I don't hear any
do it when I
feedback
tested
right
it.
now,
Okay. So just getting your students set up on iPads. The main thing that's changed is now you have to sign in to the district domain. How many of you have done this already?
You guys can put yes or in the participants chat or no.
Are any of you on iPads right now? Or is everybody on desktops?
So Karen has, Lisa has not.
Why can't I hear you, Dora? Oh. Okay.
Did
you guys hear me just now or no?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. So is anybody on an iPad right now?
I'm on the both. I'm on the meeting on my laptop, and I'm also on my iPad joining.
Okay. And you're not getting an echo, huh?
I'm not.
That's weird.
I'm on the laptop.
I don't know why mine's doing that. Anyway, so what you'll do is have kids sign in instead of the Google button, which for some reason is not working correctly. If you click SSO, which is single sign-on, then they just type in their Google credentials. They'll type in sfusd.edu, sorry, .zoom.us. Okay. And then it should take them to sign into their Google account. And then they can launch Zoom. And I think once they've done that, from now on, when they click a Zoom link, it should just pop them into the meeting, unless they find out a Zoom on their iPad.
Yeah, just they have to, I think it's important to let them know that they're going to go into Safari to sign in with their credentials and then click open and it pops them back into the app. If they click up on the top left on Zoom, they have to go through the whole thing again. So they have to wait for that pop-up that asks them to open.
Right. Okay. And then it should just log them into the, if they're not joining into a meeting, this is what they would see when they open the app. Okay. Yeah. And then they'll see this screen on the iPad just waiting for hosts to start this meeting. Okay. Let's see. So the first time I did this, it brought up a thing that says, please enter your name. So that automatically takes the name of my device. So kids would just make sure to type in their name. And that would be one of the kind of digital citizenship things is, you know, it's not okay to use, you know, a silly name. We need to be using our real names. Okay. And then it's going to pop up the first time they've used the app and ask them, would you like to access your camera? So they should be clicking OK. It'll ask the same thing for the microphone and then for notifications. And then when they join a meeting, it also says, how do you want to join audio? Basically, call using internet is using the built-in microphone on the iPad.
Hey, Michael, Karen has a question. She said, when she went and signed in on the app, she had to use the meeting ID and the password to join and copy them out. Do the students have to do that as well?
So if you open the app first to like that main screen and click join meeting, yes. If you just click on the link that's in a calendar invite or in Google Classroom, it launches you right into the meeting.
Thank you.
So here's what to do. Let's say a student has not clicked allow the first time. This is where you can go to have them fix it. So if a student says, oh, you know, you can't hear me, my microphone's not working, this is probably why. Same thing for the camera. So if they go into their settings, they go down to the Zoom setting and then go up here to microphone and camera. This is the privacy setting that allows those things. So that's kind of a troubleshooting tip if you experience that with students on iPads. Okay. So I'm not going to play this, but I did a little screencast that's in the slide deck, so you can always go back to it, where I go over kind of what I'm going to go over now when I mirror my iPad. Okay. Okay, we don't need that. All right, let me stop. I'm going to try to connect my iPad again and see what happens. I don't know why I was getting an echo. It's really weird.
You could also, Michael, go into settings on your iPad app and then turn the audio off.
Okay.
Like mute your microphone maybe when joining or something for right now.
That's how it's set, so it's kind of weird.
Okay.
Let's just try it and see. Hopefully it's.
So for those of you who might be wondering like what's happening or how this switched over, what Michael did is he's sharing his screen from his laptop. So he has the meeting open in his laptop and he hit share screen and he's connecting to his iPad via AirPlay on to now using the iPad to run the rest of the meeting.
Yeah, and the way you do that is you click share screen, and one of the options is to connect iPad or iPhone via AirPlay, or connect it via a cable. I have it connected via a cable right now.
I just let you in.
So, see what happens. Okay. Seems like the echo's gone. Okay. Oh, but you guys can't see my screen. Oh, it's fine.
Teresa, your cat is beautiful.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Let's see.
Not yet. Michael, why don't you try muting on the laptop
Okay.
and see if that works better.
I don't think so, but
Let me try it out.
it's so weird. Are you guys getting that? Gosh darn
Yeah.
it. That's so weird.
Feedback, back.
I did it before and that didn't happen, so I'm confused.
Karen is asking, what's the best way to tell kids to join if they're on an iPad? Do you think it's from their calendar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So hopefully that's a little better. You guys, can you see my iPad screen?
No, not yet, Michael.
Okay.
I know it's there though, because
Yeah.
I have the annotation.
Yeah, let me try it from the iPad.
Maybe, Michael, turn your video off on your laptop as well.
It is. Why isn't this working? Oh, there we go.
Now I see it.
There we go.
Sometimes it takes a little time. And I think one thing to know when you're talking with your kids, another thing about setting up that online community is saying, hey guys, you know, we're all in this new piece. It's not that easy. Please have some patience with us or patience with me while I'm trying to learn this new thing with you.
Yeah. So thanks for your patience. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I think I fixed it. I don't know what I did, but so basically what you're looking at now is my iPad screen, and I'll turn it landscape view so you can see it. So this is what you would see on the iPad, or what students would see. So you can see right now at the top there, sorry, let's see. Okay. Why is it so like? Okay.
You have
So you can see right now up here where it says stop share, that is the button that you could use to share or unshare your screen. And then up here where it says more, so if you click on that, you can see the different settings. So there's a chat window they can bring up. You can click the meeting settings, so they can, you know, touch up my appearance, closed captioning if the teacher is using that feature, show names, and show time connected. And then they can do a virtual background, just like you can do on the laptop. Okay. What else? And then they can disconnect their audio. And then down here on the bottom right where you see the picture of Devora, you can click the plus sign, and then it will show you, if you scroll, the different folks that are on the call.
Click the participants button.
No, that was just, there's a little plus sign right here on the, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if you click that, then it shows you, there's also a gallery view button that's usually here, but I don't see it. It's usually up on the left.
It's
Let's
there when you have, when it's there when you're participating and not because you're sharing your screen,
Oh,
it's
got it.
not there.
Got it. Okay.
Well, what happens when you click the participants button, Michael?
Yeah, that's the next thing I'm going to go over. Oh, shoot. We just lost it. Sorry. Let's try that again. Why isn't it working now? There it goes. Okay. So if you click participants, that shows all the folks that are in the call. And then it has the same little icons where you can, say yes, no. I don't think they have the invite button. I'm not 100% sure.
Michael, can I just ask really quick? Is someone trying to join with their iPad as like 607-VT? Oh, okay, Teresa. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, so you can see the different participants here. I don't think it lets you do much other than just see who's
Oh,
there.
you can raise a hand, say yes, no,
Right.
all of the different pieces.
Yeah.
It also has a really great piece. So say one of your students is having a hard time or a difficult time with their connection, which has been happening a lot because a lot of people have been like pushing really hard on their bandwidth. They can go to both places, but in participants, you can go to invite and you can see the phone number. You can copy it and put it in like a notes part of your iPad or something like that. Or I believe if you go into mute settings and get the phone number and call in instead of being on audio on the call.
I think that was the prompt that came up where you could dial in. I think then it gives you the number.
Yeah.
Then I'll see it right now. Okay. So that's sharing my screen. Let's see what happens now if I share something else. All right, so I'm sharing a whiteboard from my iPad. I don't think you guys can see the toolbar at the bottom.
We can't see the toolbar, but we see the whiteboard.
Okay. So basically you guys can see the whiteboard. I can go in here and draw something. And I think you guys should also have, if you click in the top right under view options, so there's a green bar. If you click view options, you can go into annotate, and then, which I'm doing on my laptop right now, and you should be able to go in there and add stuff. So see if you guys can do that. Yay. So the nice thing, it's nice to know students on the iPads also have that capability.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't see it, but on my bottom right, I can delete this. I can save it. And then I have a lot of the same options, I think that, yeah. So there's that.
So Michael, I have a question. Are you using the whiteboard within the Zoom app or using a whiteboard from an outside?
This is all within the Zoom app.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So if we save this, all the annotations would be saved.
Correct.
Excellent. That sounds great.
Because it's so beautiful. Okay, moving on. So I'm going to go ahead and stop share here.
Yeah.
Julie, did you have a question?
Oh, it's not a question. It's more of a comment. I think this is excellent for K to the second grade students or even TK, where they could draw and share how they feel, yeah. So it's, I think, because I work mostly on that grade level, they would love this.
So I'm gonna go ahead and Terry just had a question I was gonna go over, and that is, can kids annotate also from their iPad? So what I have to do with that is I'm gonna have to stop this share, and then I'm gonna go into my laptop, and I'm going to share a whiteboard from here so I can see if they see that as well.
Yeah, also, Michael, I could annotate from my iPad on the last screen that you had. So as a teacher, if you share your whiteboard from your iPad or from your laptop, you can do it. What you need to do when you're in the whiteboard mode on your iPad is click. And when you click or touch the screen, you'll get a little pencil that shows.
Oh, yeah.
And when you click that pencil, then the toolbar for annotation will pop up, and you can come and grab a pen and set the color. I'm going to make it blue, and then I can say, hello.
Yes, I thank you for that. I didn't realize that's what you had to do.
Yeah, no problem.
And you guys can't, I'm mirroring it, but you can't see that right now. But there's a little round circle. If you tap on the screen, so that's good to know. Kids won't see it. If you tap on the screen, the pencil shows up. You click that, and then you have your toolbar. And it's pretty much the same toolbar, it looks like, as the other.
And the one thing I was thinking is that, like, so say you're doing this, you can tell the students, like, okay, so Julie, if you could be the color, you know, you could be green, and Lisa, if you could be red, and Karen could be blue, and you could, like, give them a color to use to write with. That also is a way to know who's writing and who's not.
Yeah. Cool. Wish you guys could see that, but I guess not.
We'll see what?
The toolbar on my iPad, but it's not showing up.
Well, they can see it. So even if you guys are on a laptop and you want to see what it looks like, what you can do is come to the top of the window where it says, you are viewing Michael Bloomsma's screen. And right to the right of that is a black box that says View Options. And if you click on View Options, you have the second section down. It's the third from the bottom. It says Annotate. And if you click on Annotate, you will get a window that pops up, and then you can go through and make a line.
Actually, I took a screenshot, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to see if I can show that to you.
Is there anyone can everybody in the participants box let us know if you have accessed the annotation toolbar? Just put a yes if you have, or no if you have not. So I see Karen has. Michael said no.
No, that's probably an old
Teresa
thing.
can. Julie, have you figured it out? Let's see, Julie.
I'm going to go ahead and stop.
Diane said yes. Okay, great.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead
Yes,
and
and Karen also pointed out that you can move the toolbar around, which is great because a lot of times with all these features, it's like everything gets very busy on the screen. So having the ability to move things around is helpful.
Let's see, can I share? Okay, photos. There we go. So that's what it looks like. So if you see the little pencil in the blue circle, if you tap that, then it shrinks down. If you tap it again, it opens. And then those are the options that the students have to annotate. Yeah,
which is a little different than the annotation tools on the laptop, but not very different. It's just on the laptop, you have a pen and then you have a draw piece. So you can do text and then draw.
Let's see. Okay. What was I gonna? Oh, I can't because the share button. Well, that stinks.
What?
Let me see if it's in my slide deck. There's I wanted to show you the. No. Okay. I wanted to show you the options students have for sharing their screen on an iPad.
Oh,
I don't think
I can do it. Like take it, do you have a picture of it, Michael?
Oh yeah, let me do that.
It's really cool actually, how much options they have.
Oops.
If you're on your iPad, you can click on share content and you can see all the different pieces. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, so those are the options. They can share their screen, share photos. Most of them, at least on the Verizon ones, we've disabled iCloud so that iCloud Drive feature wouldn't work.
I'm sorry, Michael, you broke up there for a minute. You said you disabled something?
On the Verizon iPads for our one-to-one, we've disabled iCloud completely because it causes a lot of issues if kids sign into their own personal iCloud account. So that part probably won't work. But the Google Drive should work. They can share a website or a bookmark. So it's pretty robust sharing options.
Great.
Any questions about the stuff that's on the iPads?
Michael, can students that are on an iPad joining a Zoom meeting join a breakout meeting or a breakout room?
That's a good question. Let me try it and see what happens.
They can.
Let's see what happens if I do that.
Okay. So did everybody get a pop-up to join a room? If so, join your breakout room. Karen, how'd you?
It's a breakout room. Ooh.
It's a breakout room.
Cool.
I'm here in breakout room 1.
And this is on an iPad too, which is cool.
I'm Diane and I'm in breakout room 1 on my iPad. I'm in breakout room 2 with my on my
That's
computer.
good. Literally
Breakout
multitasking.
room I'm in. Hi, Karen.
Hi, good to see you. You have some nice nails that you can show me, Teresa, or you haven't had, oh, they still look, how do they still look great?
Wow, what are you doing? Are you doing it at home?
You have to be doing it at home because you cannot go to a manicure pedicure shop as far as I know.
I know.
You can't, so it's my secret.
She has, her neighbor is a manicurist or something.
Deborah, can you hear me? Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, you're unmuting yourself and I'm unmuting you.
Okay.
So too many people in the kitchen muting and
Okay. So I was just saying that there's a really cool feature where you can kind of use your iPad or iPhone as a document camera. And I'm not going to go over the instructions and the download right now, but it's in the slide deck. So there's an app on my computer called Visualizer. Let me, okay. So when I hit share on my my laptop, just like I have the options to use my iPhone or whiteboard, I can do Visualizer since the app is open on my computer. And so right now it's set up for split screen. And if I go up here and I select i.cam, oh gosh, why is that doing that? Let me try it. I don't know why it's showing up 3 times here. Username and password for i.cam. I don't know why it's giving me that.
because you're in front of a live bunch of people.
Yeah, of course.
Karen is asking, where is this feature on the iPad? Okay, so Karen, just so you understand, basically what it does is this. So on Michael's iPad itself, he downloaded an app onto his laptop, to his MacBook, on that his SFUSD MacBook called Visualizer, which basically allows the Zoom meeting to see more cameras than one. So like say you have a regular document camera in your regular classroom. You know, you set it up using either HDMI or VGA, right? Because you're setting it up for it to say you have one display and now you have another area to display.
Yeah.
And then it goes onto the projector. When you're doing a Zoom meeting, what Zoom wants to see is, Zoom wants to see a second camera, 2 cameras. If you're telling it to be another display, it's going to say, no, I don't want to do that. So you need to make it into a second camera. Does that make sense? So right now, Zoom has the FaceTime camera, which is up in your MacBook right here. I just pressed my finger onto it.
Mm-hmm.
And so what Visualizer does is allows you to split and have 2 cameras. So
I could be teaching.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you project, like I project my iPads when I'm sharing Scratch projects with the kids. I project it onto my interactive Promethean board from using the Apple TV. So it's similar to that, splitting.
Yeah.
Or sharing the camera. Yeah, great, thank you.
Yeah, and so basically it just requires 2 apps. It requires the Visualizer app on your laptop, and then on the iPad you download an app called iDocCam. Let me see where this is. I think this is in here. There it is. And I actually, one of my good friends who, Leslie Fisher, presents a lot at the tech conferences. So she has a great little webinar right here you can use. There's my dog, Cooper. Cooper. And she has a great little webinar here that you can watch that kind of walks you through exactly what to do. Mm-hmm. And so basically, this is the directions to mirror your iPad, and then.
Okay, Michael, your visualizer is frozen, so we only see your very concentrated face in your table.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing that now. How do I do that? Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty cool, and it's free. Both apps are free, and that's pretty much it. So you download the Visualizer app on your computer, and then an iDocCam app on your iPad.
The other thing that you guys can think about is you can also just use your camera, your phone or your iPad to like make a shared screen, or like me, Michael, is it okay if I share my screen?
Yeah.
So I can share my screen, and I can go to my iPhone and hit share, and then come to my phone and just do screen sharing, screen mirroring, and find the meeting. And now we're on my phone, right? And then I just come to my camera, and then I can have it set up for my whiteboard.
Yeah.
So either way, then the final.
I just like the split view feature. It's kind of cool.
The split view feature is really nice. It does seem a bit robust on your bandwidth.
Yeah. And then there's also an annotator app that you can download to your laptop, where you can basically write over your laptop, which is pretty cool.
Sounds fun. All right, we are at 1:47, Michael, just to be a timekeeper for you.
Alrighty, let me go ahead. So just FYI, I actually created a handout, so it's on that slide. If you click that, it takes you right here. It takes you to this document where I kind of put the instructions and where you go to download the apps and things. And you can also use this with Google Hangouts, which is kind of cool. Okay, so if there's not any questions, I'd love it if you could fill out the feedback form.
Okay, what's the bit.ly?
So there it is. And then if you have a phone or an iPad, you can just scan the QR and do it that way too.
All right. Are there any questions, you guys?
You guys hear me now?
Of course we can hear you.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions before we jump off? Going once? Going twice?